As you review this video, feel free to pause the video at any time to click through the digital curriculum or refer to the textbooks provided. This is only a demonstration on how to navigate, and many of the features will not be covered explicitly here. I will demonstrate where to find help in case you get stuck or can't find a specific tool. Now let's get started. To log into the curriculum website, use a Chrome or Safari browser and type the URL provided on this cover of your Getting Started guide. Once there, click on Login with Amplify. Enter the username and password provided. When you log in, you will be brought to the grade level view. If you would like to review a different grade, click on the drop-down menu in the center of your screen and choose which grade you would like to review. Once you have chosen a grade, scroll down to review the units in each grade level. For the purposes of today's video, we're going to review the Poetry and Poe unit in grade 7. Choose grade 7 from the drop-down, then scroll down and click on 7D, Poetry and Poe. Here you will see the unit page. There are 4 content subunits in this unit, an essay subunit, and a reading assessment subunit. Every unit includes an essay and reading assessment. Reading assessments must be unlocked by the teacher in order to provide student access. Scroll down to review the unit guide. Here you will find all of the teacher materials needed to teach the unit, including the unit overview, location of all formative and summative assessments, digital apps used in the unit, lesson standards, key vocabulary, and additional reading opportunities. To the right, you can see additional materials for the unit, including flex day activities and grammar practice, as well as a printable unit guide in the top right corner. Click on Subunit 2, the Telltale Heart. From here, you can view the subunit overview, then click on the first lesson. Here we find the lesson brief. There are a number of items to click through in the lesson brief. Rather than go into detail on each one, please take a moment to click through them on your own. You may pause the video to do so. Click on Words to Use. Here you will find recommended vocabulary words to use in instruction to support student vocab practice. Next, click on Skills and Standards. This is where you will find the standards taught in that day's lesson. In addition to all of the standards taught in the lesson, each lesson contains a focus standard, which is the standard that specific lesson is designed to teach. We will come back to the focus standard later. You can also find all of the standards alignment for each grade in the screening instrument, correlation document, and curriculum maps, all included on the flash drive. To the right in the lesson brief, you can see the materials list. This list of items includes all of the items teachers will project in the lesson, any multimedia, and supporting documents. As with the unit guide, you can print the lesson guide from this screen. Click on the tab labeled Number 1. The menu that runs horizontally across the screen is called the Activity menu. Both teachers and students click through the activities from left to right in order to complete the lesson. Activity 1 starts with the embedded vocab app. Amplify recommends teachers start each class with vocabulary practice. Students will click on the link on this page and begin their vocabulary. The vocab app is an adaptive tool that provides Tier 1 and Tier 2 practice. It is adaptive in that as students answer questions correctly, it increases in complexity and then decreases in complexity if they answer a series of questions incorrectly. Take a moment to explore the vocab app. Let's go back to the curriculum. Click on the previous tab in your browser, then click on Activity 2. In Activity 2, students share their responses from the previous day's independent work, or what we call solos. Click on the gray icon titled Instructional Guide. Here, the embedded teacher's guide appears and provides direction to teachers on what to do in that activity. It can easily be hid by clicking on the icon again. Scroll down to the text of the Telltale Heart. Click on the blue underlined word. These words are reveal words. They are words that may be more difficult for some students in the class. By clicking on the word, a short definition appears above the word to support the reader. As students are reading, they are able to annotate the text as they would with paper and pen. They can highlight, add a comment, and copy the text. Let's jump to Activity 4. Click on the Activity tab numbered 4, then expand the instructional guide by clicking on the gray icon. Here you will see an example of a teacher projection. Click on the video to expand the window. When finished, click on the X in the corner to close out the video. We're going to skip ahead again to Activity 9. To do so, click on the right arrow on the Activity menu. As you can see, in this activity, we ask students to answer multiple choice questions from the text. Once they answer, they hit the gray Next button. This takes them to card 2. When we have multiple student prompts within an activity, we call those cards. This is important to know as we reference cards in our standards alignment. Once students respond to the writing prompt, they click on Hand In. Click on the activity card number 11, labeled Exit Ticket. Here is where we revisit the focus standard. The exit ticket is a daily activity that assesses students' performance on the focus standard, which, as a reminder, is the standard that lesson is designed to teach. Teachers instruct students to complete the exit ticket in class and then can access reporting that indicates which students need more practice on that standard and which students have mastered it. To visit another lesson, click on the breadcrumb at the top of the screen. Let's click on Lesson 3. Now, click on Activity 3. In this activity, we see Amplify ELA's real-time differentiation tool at work. Click on the drop-down menu next to the title of the activity. You will see different colored icons. These icons indicate the differentiation level for each student in the classroom. Teachers can adjust the differentiation level for each student as they progress through the lesson in order to provide the most appropriate level of scaffolding. Adjusting the differentiation stream does not level the text, but does break down the level of difficulty in the writing prompts and other formative activities in the lesson. Click through the different levels of differentiation to see how they adjust the instruction in this activity. By clicking on differentiation, teachers can easily adjust student differentiation streams. Click on the gray differentiation icon to try it out. Teachers can also click on the gray on-the-fly support icon for additional differentiation support. These tips guide the teacher to determine which students may need more scaffolding and which students are on track. Also in this lesson, teachers can issue a quick poll as an impulse check to determine which students are understanding the lesson. Click on Activity 4 in this lesson. Throughout this subunit, students have been working on comparing the narrator's perspective to the reader's perspective. They've been working in a digital app called the Telltale Art app. Click on the link to the app in the directions. This is an example of the types of digital apps and tools Amplify ELA has designed to keep students engaged and support comprehension of complex text. Click on the narrator's perspective. Here, students drag and drop different illustrations into the storyboard that portray what they understand from the text. They do the same from the reader's perspective and then compare the two storyboards together. From here, students share their work with the class and discuss how the narrator is unreliable. There are different digital experiences like this one scattered throughout the curriculum. They are embedded into the instruction, but also available via the global navigation menu. Click on the global navigation menu in the top left-hand corner of your screen. Let's focus on two options available here: Gradebook and Reporting. Click on Gradebook first. Gradebook houses all of the student work in one place. As you can see, since we're using a demo account, this Gradebook dashboard is fairly empty. However, for the purposes of this demo, I have added some sample student writing. When we click on this, we see the student's writing response. Teachers can provide feedback on the writing by clicking on comment and can grade the writing and send back to the student. From Gradebook, teachers can also adjust differentiation levels, export or print both classroom and student work, and track where each of their students are with their assignments. Let's go back to the global navigation menu and click on Reporting. Again, as this is a demo account, the reports are not populating. To learn more about reporting, please refer to the assessment brochure on the flash drive to view reports populated with student data. If we return to the global navigation menu, there are other areas to explore. Click on the icon marked Library. Enter a code to allow for offline reading. Students will be prompted to enter this PIN to access the library offline. Amplify ELA's digital library is stocked with over 700 full-length texts that vary across genre and reading level. Lexile levels range from 3rd through 12th grade, and teachers may assign texts in the library as additional assignments. All of the texts in the library are able to be annotated in the same way as the texts in the curriculum. Before logging in as a student, let's see where to find help in the program. In the global navigation menu, there is an icon labeled Help. Teachers can search for articles or ask questions here. Amplify ELA also has a live chat function where teachers can ask both technical and pedagogical questions. To do so, click on the orange circle in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. Click Start a New Conversation. Replies within 5 minutes can be expected between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Live help is available in both demo accounts and license accounts, so if you have questions during your review of the curriculum, you may ask them here. Click on the global navigation menu and log out of the teacher demo account. Now, click on Log in with Amplify and enter the student credentials provided to you. Let's revisit 7th grade. Choose 7th grade from the drop-down menu, then click on the Poetry and Poe unit. The view here is very similar to the teacher view, but does not include all of the teacher materials. If you click on the reading assessment, you will see that it is locked. Students do not have access to the end of unit assessments until their teacher has unlocked the assessment. We previewed this in the teacher account. Go back to the subunit page and then click on the telltale heart. Click on Lesson 1. Again, students have all of the same view as their teacher, only without the teacher materials. They will progress through the lesson just as we demonstrated previously. Click on Activity 1. Here, students access the vocab app. Use the right arrow to scroll through all of the activities until you get to Activity 12, the solo. The solo can be assigned as homework or independent work if students have a reading or study period available. Click the Next button to access Card 2. Here we see a text preview of the reading. This is a short contextual description of the text that is designed as a support for struggling readers and EL students. Also, each text in the curriculum, as well as all of the texts in the library, have audio support. Click on the icon above the text excerpt to hear the reading of the text aloud. As you continue to click Next, you will see the series of item types that mirror what students will see on the state test. When complete, click Hand In. Students may revisit the solo and change their answers at any time. In the Student Global Navigation menu, they can access their work via the My Work icon. When they click on this, students are able to quickly access all of their submitted written work, as well as any feedback provided by their teacher. Take some time to experience the curriculum as a student. Now we will review the print components of Amplify ELA. Please refer to your sample kit for your grade level materials. Within your sample kit, you will find 13 books for each grade, one student edition for the full year, a student writing journal for each unit for a total of 6, and a teacher's guide for each unit for a total of 6. The units in the 6th grade are as follows: Doll and Narrative, Mysteries and Investigations, The Chocolate Collection, The Greeks, The Summer of the Mariposas, and The Titanic Collection. Within each grade, there are 2 to 3 collections units. These units teach students informational literacy skills like evaluating a source, internet research, and debate. The novel study for the 6th grade is The Summer of the Mariposas, which follows the hero's journey structure using Homer's Odyssey as an inspiration. The 7th grade units are as follows: Red Scarf Girl and Narrative, Character and Conflict, Brain Science, Poetry and Poe, the Frida and Diego Collection, and the Gold Rush Collection. The novel study for the 7th grade is in the Character and Conflict unit and is Lorraine Hansberry's play, A Raisin in the Sun. Students analyze characters' responses to conflict and examine how authors use the interactions between characters and events to develop theme and perspective. In the 8th grade, the units are Perspectives and Narratives, Liberty and Equality, Science and Science Fiction, Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, Holocaust, Memory and Meaning, and the Space Race Collection. The 8th grade novel study is Chris Grimley's Frankenstein, a graphic novel that adds captivating illustrations to an abridgment of the 1818 edition of Mary Shelley's book. Let's explore the student materials. The Student Edition is a print resource that students can use if they do not have access to devices on a daily basis. The Student Edition contains the same unit and lesson overviews as the digital curriculum and is intentionally designed to mimic the look and feel of the digital curriculum in order to foster a sense of continuity between the two. Regardless of whether students are using devices or print, they will cover 100% of the standards throughout the course of the year. For this review, we will cover the same unit in the 7th grade that we reviewed in the digital curriculum, Poetry and Poe. Students review an overview of the unit and subunit, including an overview of digital resources that they can use if they have access to devices. All of the text excerpts in the digital edition have been adapted for print, along with the reveal words that are listed in the margin. The text also includes illustrations designed by Amplify artists that are intended to provide visual supports to the text. At the end of every subunit, there is a student vocabulary glossary that includes Tier 1 and Tier 2 words. Students may utilize the vocab app during the computer lab or device cart days. After watching videos and multimedia from a teacher projection, students are directed to record notes or respond to writing prompts in the student writing journal. The student writing journal accompanies the student edition and houses all of the student work. There is writing journal for each unit so that teachers, students, and parents can track student progress throughout the year. And now for the teacher edition. The unit begins with a unit overview, which outlines the key skills that are taught throughout the unit. The subunits are broken out just as they were digitally, with an overview of the subunit on the left page. Flex days are included both digitally and in print every 5 to 7 days, and Flex Day activities can be printed from the Digital Teacher's Edition. The Teacher's Edition contains a summary of each lesson with reading and writing prompts and standards alignment. The focus standard is highlighted in orange and is also included in each activity where that standard is addressed in the lesson. The Teacher's Edition also contains all of the text excerpts from the Student Edition. And it also contains a traditional wraparound that supports the teacher through the lesson with callouts for differentiation, L supports, small group work, digital projections, and teacher tips. There are also references to the focus standard at point of use throughout the lesson.